is an indicator used in technical analysis, as we all know, like other indicators. But this indicator, I find it interesting because it's a collection of indicators, like more than one indicator in a single indicator. And basically, the indicator has several parts. And this part shows us or tells us different things about how it affects the particular coin that we want to analyze. Now, the Ichimoku cloud tells us about the momentum, the trend direction, where the support and the resistance lies. So it does this by taking multiple of averages and plotting it on the chart. So it provides like more data than the normal candlesticks that we all know. Now on my screen, you can see that it's just looking like a very, very like a very scattered pattern that you cannot even make any sense of. So I'll just quickly close the candlestick. Okay, so that I can explain the pattern of the Ichimoku cloud properly. Sorry, please. I'm trying to.
Do you know why we're having this difficulty now?
It's because of my phone.
Because you all refuse to do the right thing. At the beginning of this class, I told you that you are not required to be an analyst by using phone.
But I don't have the Telegram on my computer.
I already showed you guys how to do trading view on your system. I personally am using my Telegram on my laptop. That is why I'm able to share my screen on my laptop. For you guys to do the right thing, and it's costing us time now. If you were using your laptop, you would have done whatever you were doing neatly without any stress. How many of us in the class here do not own a laptop or have access to a computer or a laptop? Anybody?
I don't have system. Talk now. Go buy me system. The juice.
Anybody?
Don't know.
So I assume we all have laptops or access to any desktop or laptop.
How do you get plans to buy?
From tomorrow, please, every analysis we make in the class, you have to just do it.
Sorry, sir. Can I just suggest something to Nana? Just use the LRC coin to explain to us the function of the Ichimoku cloud, so that you don't stress yourself. Just use the LRC coin as it's going, especially that the current candle now. Just use it to explain to us how it works. What is telling about the coin? Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So as I was saying, I was trying to explain the Ichimoku cloud. Sorry for the little inconvenience. So, like the LRC cloud, the LRC coin, currently, if you look at it, the last candle, the green candle, is just below the Ichimoku cloud. And there's a rule guiding this Ichimoku cloud when you're using the cloud. If the candles are below the cloud, you cannot enter a long position. And it signifies that like that the coin or the asset is bearish. But there are other components that you are supposed to be looking out for. Like if you look at my right hand side, there's something that looks like red. That's the cloud. And if you look at the left hand side, there's something that looks like green. That's the cloud. Then the LRC coin, the last candle is just between the red and the green. Now, this red is the cloud. This green is the cloud. Then this green line is what they call the span A, and the red one that looks like a pink is what they call the span B. So when the candles are forming under the cloud, you are not allowed to take any long trade because it signifies that there's a bearish momentum at that particular time. But if the candles were to be above, hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes. So, but if the candles should be above the cloud, then that means you're allowed to take a long trade, or you're allowed to take a long position. But then, if you look inside just below beneath the cloud, you see there's a red and a blue mark, like something moving, like a crawling, just like how the cloud look like. I don't know if you can see it. There's a red one and a very bright blue. Those serve they are like moving averages. The red one is what they call the Kunjun sin. It's like the 26 moving average. It's quite slow, just like how we have our moving averages, but this one is very, very slow. While the blue one is the first one, and it's the 9-period moving average. These two also, they have a very significant role that they play. Like anytime, and they serve as signals to us. Anytime you see the blue crossing over to the red, that means that signifies a downward trend and a buying opportunity to short. Once you see the 26-period moving average, which is the blue, the bright blue, crossing the red, it signifies that there's a downward trend, and it signifies a shorting. You can short it when you are doing futures, an opportunity, a shorting opportunity. But once the blue goes over to the red, that means it also signifies a buying opportunity or a longing opportunity. Now, this LRC coin, if you notice, the blue and the red are at a meeting point. And the blue, let me remove the candle so that you see what I'm talking about. Now, if you look at it, the blue and the red are at a meeting point, as if the blue wants to overtake the red. That is why you see that LRC coin is pumping. It's pumping. And you can easily take, when the blue finally crosses over to this red, which is the 9-period moving average. The 9-period moving average, which is the blue, crosses over to the red, which is the 26-period moving average. That means you have a longing opportunity. But mind you, no matter what the moving averages are doing, they respect whatever the cloud. the cloud above them. Because as I said earlier on, the cloud shows us where the support and the resistance are. So LRT was having a major, was just mooning because of this particular blue line, which I had said severally that is the 9-period moving average, trying to cross over the red line, which is the 26-period moving average. That's why the LRT coin was mooning. So you can easily take a long position. You can easily take a long position in this wise. But mind you, you will also be looking out for where this cloud now is going to serve as a resistance to it. If it breaks above this cloud, then we'll have an upward trend. And then there's another rule that you have to bear in mind. Anytime you see any of the candlesticks within the cloud, this red part and this green part, that means you are not allowed to take any trade. Because at that time, the market is ranging, or as we say, the market is in a consolidating phase. So you are not allowed to take any trade at that time. You're not allowed to take any trade at that time. So, and you will notice that if you take a look at it very, very well, or maybe another coin, or maybe you can analyze it on your own after this time, during an upward trend, you see that the cloud will be moving.
You have 2 minutes to round up.
Okay, the cloud will be moving, and okay, sir. During an upward trend, the clouds will be moving upward, but in a downward trend, the clouds will be moving downward. I have so many things to say, but I think with this summary, I think it's okay. But that is why this LRC is having just a temporary push-up, but it's still bearish, because if you look at the cloud, the cloud by your right-hand side, you will notice that it's red inside. And that is what is telling us that it is still bearish. But if it were bullish and then the candles are above this cloud, it will turn green, and then it signifies that it is bullish. That's a simple explanation about the Ichimoku cloud. Thank you.
So what is your analysis?
That's why the analysis I just made, so using this cloud. And I said the analysis is that because this blue something that looks like a snake or something is the 9-period moving average, and is the fastest one. It moves above the red. That is why the LRC coin is moving, but it is just temporary. The movement is just temporary, sir. It doesn't signify anything like so serious. It's temporary because it's still bearish. It's still below the cloud.
Am I supposed to buy or sell?
At this period, at this time,
Yes.
At this time, sir, even if you buy, you're going to be taking a short position because it's still bearish. It will still drop. It will still drop. But if you can catch when the blue was when the blue has already given you that signal, when it's crossed, you can enter a long position, but it's temporary. It's going to just be temporary because it will still drop. That's my analysis, sir. Thank you.
Any objection?
Mommy. I don't have any objection, no, but I just want to ask a question. Hello, can you guys hear me? Hello.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
I hear you.
Okay, so the last candle, yeah, you already said it's below the cloud, and but I want to ask, how do we know? Because if you watch the third candle, or like if you count backwards, the third one, it got to it got rejected at the cloud. So like it entered inside, and then it's a rejection candle. But I want to ask, how do we know when this, let's say if I want to catch it at the top price, how do I know when the candle has gotten to the major resistance? Do I wait for the price to get to that the red span B? Do I wait for it to get to span B before I take a short position? Or should I wait for the candle to close? Or I don't know if you get my question, Nana.
Yeah.
So
You,
how do
that's
I
why I
know
said that's
the
fan
right
B.
point?
That's those lines at the edge of the cloud serve as a resistance. So if it breaks above it, but it's inside the cloud, as long as it does not move out of the cloud, you can only take a short position because it's still bearish.
I know. So like let's assume
So
that
if you are yes,
I'm already assuming
nice.
from what the Chimoku cloud is telling me, like the cloud after the current candle is showing me that we have a bearish future candles coming up. So let's assume that I already said, okay, this is bearish, this is going to turn bearish. Now, how do I know where to take the best position currently on this candle? Does it have to touch that span B before? I don't know if you get my question. Okay, like it's about to touch it now. Are you seeing it? The price is getting to it has touched it. So should I take it now because I know that it is going to be rejected here? Or in fact, let me go and take position. Okay, continue.
So maybe you should give us more. Yes, we can hear you. Maybe you should give us more clarification on that because
I think
if I were to answer, if I were to answer, definitely, if the best position I was going to take if I were the one was when it touches that span B, I'm going to take my position there because I know it's so bearish. And not until it has broken above the cloud, I know we are still in a bearish momentum. So I can take my position at that edge. But I don't know if boss has a contrary view.
My view on the matter is that you went too forward. You're still not. I don't think you're still equipped yet to make analysis with Chinook Cloud. Not talk of using those IQ span and all those stuff. Basically, when I use the Chinook Cloud, I just use it to there are 5 things I use it for. First, to know the direction of the market when I'm doing a big trade. If I'm to buy Solana for the bull run, I have no business to work it out except in one of the strategies where we use it to determine entry points. But if I'm scalping blueprint and futures, just like you all have been doing, and all of you took positions, when I asked, everybody kept quiet. If I'm to take a position when I'm trading midday, intraday trading, I will use Chimoku Cloud with my D to tell me where to place my attention. So Miss Nana, you are trying, but still, just like I told you, a week is all you need to give to make it down to understand. You can't understand it in 2 or 3 days. Any day you are tired, close, go as in go to bed, wake up the next day, and start all over. The Tomato cloud is an advanced technique. The indicator that advanced technical analysis use. But for just to simplify it, I'm going to share my screen and just show you guys a few things. As for the blueprint, using a Chimoku cloud to make the analysis, you are just bearish. Why I just told you that you're still not equipped to use the Chimoku cloud is that for you to understand how those 9 moving average and the other one works in determining entries and other stuff, it will be too confusing for you. So when you're using the Chimoku cloud, just be only concerned with just the cloud for now.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
If you need moving averages for probably an analysis using moving averages, you plot your moving averages yourself. So these ones were created for a reason, not for what you're explaining. I mean, the explanation is not exactly what you were created for. Global Cloud does not give you entries. It only gives you directions, support, resistance, and zones. Just like she said, there is a no trade zone with Global Cloud, and that is when the price, the candles fall inside any of the cloud. While it's inside the cloud, it's a no trade zone, but still, we still have support and resistance all at the borders of that cloud, both green and red. The lower ones are support, the upper ones are resistance. So most times when you find the candle stuck inside the Chimoku cloud, it takes time to come out. That is when the market is ranging. These are where you come to see a few things that you didn't know about the market. You can tell when the market is ranging when you find the candles inside the Chimoku cloud. Means it will just be testing up, down, up, down, up, down until it's able to break out or break down away from that candle. So I'll share my screen now so that I'll show you guys a few things about Chimoku cloud. Even though it is not our topic, but since you're already here, everybody should welcome it. Let's see if we can just learn it once and for all.
Well, sir, can I ask a question before we go ahead?
All right, go ahead. You have just 30 seconds.
Because Miss Chidima was just saying something that since the border of the clouds are like support and resistance, after support and resistance. Now this last candle that is already forming that I want to touch, can we take a position at that top, or should we wait till when the candle has closed for that day?
It will be safer if we wait for this candle to close. But the trick is that where or when it closes will also determine what will happen next. You don't expect a candle like this of this height to close like this and then you go and short tomorrow morning. A candle like this, if it closes with this height, it will burst away tomorrow morning. Like it will just blow, it will explode. Because the next candle will use the shoulder of this candle to build support next to the Chimoku cloud. And by the time it tests 1, 2, 3, it will break. So it depends on how today ends. It's not just about if it closes like this, you have to wait and see what happens first tomorrow, the early hours of tomorrow, before thinking of taking position. If it ends up going down, if form one of those kind of spinning top or those stone or United Hammer. Then tomorrow we might still have a little range around this cloud. Probably next tomorrow will be when it break downwards. When it touches the cloud again, it will break downwards. Okay, now I'll share my screen so that you guys can see what I'm doing. You can see my screen please. You don't know you can see my screen, right? Anyone here? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. We can see your screen.
Yeah, yes, sir. So now, if you look at this thing, you see that LRC is just kissed more of the shopper and he's been trying to break it ever since like if the fact the momentum is high on the outside, but a wall of the geometric cloud, just like I told you that few back, one of the strongest supports and resistance. So you can see how it got rejected exactly to the wall. But the strategy I use for it, cloud, okay, you're not seeing any of those value fan, IQ span and all those stuff. But because those ones are more confusing. What I use this to be is there is a strategy in using it multiple and MACD that says that for every time you see this MACD on a 4-hour chart, anytime you see MACD on a 4-hour chart cross like this upward, anytime you see the MACD cross the signal upward, usually it shows like a bullish momentum. Whenever you see on your 4-hour chart, when you see this thing crossover like this, you mark that exact point on your handle. Just mark that on your handle. Then this is 1 day. So in fact, let's go to 4 hours. So I'll just do it.
Whenever it is crossing on top, I notice that the thing used to come. Whenever it's coming down, I notice that the thing used to come.
So let's use this. There's a place here where you had a divergence, right? Whenever you see on the far side the market crossover like this, you mark that particular point on your handle. Just put a mark, just use a pen or something, and put a mark there. Then you swap your time frame to 1 hour. So this is the mark I made. Sorry. this is the mark I made. So somewhere here we had Amagi crossing over somewhere here. So when you plot your Jimoku cloud on that place where you had your Amagi crossing, if you find it to be somewhere directly on top of the Jimoku cloud, like let's say this mark happens to be somewhere directly on top of the Jimoku cloud, it's just the quick entry, just enter because it's going to print red. It's going to print green. This one didn't completely printed green, but for every time that you see my crossing and you find that exact spot being on top of the 1 hour Jimoku cloud, remember the MACD is 4 hours, not 1 hour. If you see your MACD crossing, the MACD crossing the signal on the 4 hour chart, take a mark and mark that place on the 4 hour chart. Let me do it again. Let's look for another one. Let's check that to 4 hours. First thing is MACD, right? So I'm looking for a place where we have a twist. Okay, let's use it. Okay, this one is not in this place. Okay, let's finish crossing. Okay, let's use this. So on this 4 hour chart, we have a plot somewhere. This cross now, I'm going to mark the cross on the candle. The exact place where it's twisted, mark it on the candle. So what I'm going to do now is, since I now have the mark on the candle, I'm just going to check to see if at this particular place, at this particular junction where it's crossed over, if on a 1 hour chart it is laying directly on top of the Jimoku cloud. So I'm going to now change my time back to 1 hour. So let me look for it. Okay. Let me see if it's still one. Maybe like okay, now watch closely. Everybody just watch closely. Then try something. So this is Phantom 4 hours, right? They had a market crossing here, just not far away from where we are. They had a market crossing somewhere here. So I'm going to mark this region. I'm bringing my Jimoku cloud now. So I'm bringing it in, I'm doing straight to 1 hour to see if this particular place lies just directly above the Jimoku cloud on the 1 hour. Yeah. So I'm going to just turn this to, I know you guys are not seeing. So this is the mark. So this is the mark. This is the mark. So I'm going to change my time frame to 1 hour. So as you can see, it still lies under the Chinook cloud. But just few steps away, it broke out. So I wouldn't take this position knowing that it's coming to break out. I will take this position the moment it comes on top of the Chinook cloud. That's why you're seeing this massive run today. If you took a position directly to immediately close the goal, at least you must have gotten like 4% move for today. Or I don't know if it's today. Yeah, today. Did anybody understand it?
Yes, sir.
If you understand
Yes,
it,
sir.
please repeat.
Yes, sir.
So your signal is the moment you don't have to be close above the Chimoku cloud. If at that point of divergence, you check it on the 1 hour chart and find it directly on top of the Chimoku cloud, 1 hour in Chimoku cloud, it's a signal, like it's better, it's a signal. But don't forget, any signal can fail. But the success rate of this is about 100%. When you mark the divergent value, the divergence on your candle, when you mark it on your candle, it is where the market crosses over the signal. You mark it on your candle to just know which candle was that. Now, you change your time to 1 hour. What you're looking out for now is to see if around that candle, like the marks where you had a divergence, the market, if it falls directly on top of the 1 hour house, doesn't matter if it's a green or red cloud. If you do, it's a signal. If it happens to still be inside the cloud or under the cloud, you only have your signal the moment you have a close over the cloud, which most times come. You may take time. Most times it will come once you see your 4-hour market crossing. Just know that there is going to be a small push up, even though if it's not a bull, like a bull or a long uptrend. Or you're going to have a push up. So this kind of strategy is meant for like a trading traders, and only use this to find entry for not a long, like a very long hold, because even as it pushes up, it can still come back to the test. But the thing is that you're definitely going to have a push up the moment you have a close above the cloud. So that is a strategy you can always depend on. If you can master it, don't depend on it and trade it yourself. But things like this, don't go and trade it in futures and if once the signal does not really exceed the boundaries. Before you say it futures, I have worked on that signal for hours. It's nothing to do with there nothing to do with using it to start to camera. Those ones are camera. It's still a second work that I've done before I can this thing is worth me wasting 50x. Is there any question? Any question? So if there is no question, I assume you all understood it, right? Yeah, good night, everyone. Are you guys there?
So we can hear you. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Why is everyone quiet?
Hello, sir. Before you go, sir.
Okay, good.
I don't know what's John's problem. He's really typing and typing and typing, and I'm beginning to get pissed with what he's just saying in the group. With all due respect, we all came here to learn. If one person wants to learn and the other don't want to learn, is it my own problem? I just made a suggestion about the class this evening. I was not the one that is setting up the class. I don't know what John's problem is. If you have a frustration or you have something that you want to say, then you go and say something. Don't drag me into it, please, Mr. John. I know you can hear me because you are just typing and typing, and I'm beginning to get fed up with just your typing.
Yeah, and at the record the class, so make one no verse, make one no fight.
Can I reply?
You say, can I reply?
Somebody wants to learn. Who wants to learn?
You say, can I reply? She get children now.
Yeah, who is calling me? I'm here. I'm here.
Now, crooks today inside though.
I really don't understand that.
Now I have to go edit this side, this place. Guy.
I've reacted to something like this before. You can remember. Lafaluta. There was a time like that. I think it was in the Bronx Forum or so. I just came online and I realized the class was going on. And this was my same reaction, if you can remember. All right?
You know the bronze group? Did they do now?
It wasn't a class. It wasn't an official class.
How many days?
Maybe an admin.
You don't reach 1 week.
Wanted to teach.
The guy be talk today say they don't do. He said only one day when I skip class, come on.
Instead of
Talk.
teaching the individual that
His point said only one day when I skip class.
one-on-one, like you can teach the individual in the group. So like it's not part of the course curriculum. And I just had to calm down. So just the same way it happened the other day, I came again online this evening and I saw a class going on. A class that Charlie, I'm a full-fledged member of.
Please, Mr. John, don't tell lies. Because when you came online, there was no class going on at that time.
Excuse me, Mrs. Nana, you are not the one speaking, please. Let one person speak at a time.
Now I have to edit
So
all
at
this
the
thing.
point I came and I saw a class ongoing and I gave the same reaction that, oh, really? How could everybody be having a class without remembering me that wasn't online and all of that? And we are all enthusiastic to learn. So how can I still join this class that is going on and still catch up? You know, that kind of feeling. People are learning and leaving you behind. You know, and you're part of them. And I dropped some messages. Let me even check the messages I dropped. Okay, I dropped
You say, man,
messages.
did I check the messages?
Okay, boss. No issues with anyone. No need to that's the point. I'm not even directing. Okay, I think I attacked that suggestion.
Is it attack
Basically, I
again?
suggest make sure you carry people along. That's all. And
I
when you
bet
say
throw my-
settings, and I dropped that reply, somebody also DM'd me and told me that I should keep quiet, I should obey the order. And I said, oh, I've obeyed the order. I'm not in any issue with it, but I'm just trying to express.
I beg, send for me my hanky, I beg.
Disappointment, like,
Throw my hanky
they
for me.
expect the class to hold one. I, member of
You did Jones.
class, wasn't carried along. Okay, that was all until when I dropped the general comment. As much as an individual is very enthusiastic to learn, we need to know that this is not a one-on-one class. This is not a one-on-one tutorial. It is a class with people. Even if you are in a class with people and some don't want to learn, some want to learn, there is still an approach to that. You don't just trash those who don't want to learn or those who are not very, very as enthusiastic as you are. Don't just try them because you are the most enthusiastic people. You didn't want to learn. Don't just try them. All right. So, and I dropped the general comment. Since 7:20, nobody replied to it. And now she dropped the comment 8:22. I'm beginning to miss her, even when that comment was not directed to her. So I really don't understand.
See this one, why would you
This is Nigeria.
Mr. John is just a troublemaker because he was online all throughout this afternoon. I kept on seeing him online. He kept on coming in and going out. And at the time he even came this evening, the class was not even going on. The class had not even started. He just liked to make trouble. He just wanted to be like, notice me. That's his own. He just wants to make trouble. I don't see. I made a suggestion. Nobody replied. Even sir, when I made this, nobody even said. I myself, I was surprised. I was just using my phone when I saw the alert came, and I quickly went to join the class. And when I even joined, the class was not even going on. I don't know what Mr. John's problem is. And now you're accusing me that I have a temperament or what? You don't understand what my temperament is. It's not a one-on-one class, and you are telling me that word you just said, you just typed, it's not directed at me. I was the one that suggested, okay, let's just have a class now since there are some people online. And nobody said anything. And the class didn't even hold at that time when I said it. Why is it a problem to you now? And you joined the class, and when you even joined the class has not even started. You don't know me. I don't know you. We are online. We should be. I don't know.
You see the chat.
I don't know how you think. I don't understand.
You see the chat.
I'm in the chat. I'm not even in the.
I will start addressing this issue by stating this Nana. There is this. Just like we all know, this is a class. The class is for a group of people. Something to be doing, I are doing. I don't keep any autocratic rules to this class. I let you guys decide on what's possible. In the case of the same classes, unannounced classes.
Now they have scattered this my recording. To cut this, is you cut and
but
join.
The classes you are supposed to have on
100
and
naira.
agreed dates or days. Can remind me to maybe I forgot to look into it. But for unannounced classes, I alone will have the power to fix a class unannounced. I'm sure that nobody in this room
Hello.
knew that I was going to do it. Maybe that I told you that most people
How much you know?
70
will not be online today. Even if they are like outside.
Yeah, add one.
And given that yesterday we had an intense lecture, I wanted us to rest today.
Happy Sunday.
We have to choose.
Tomorrow.
Anyway, then we have all
We are
this.
happy to see you today. Happy Sunday. Yes, tomorrow is 70 naira. You see, with the quiz for our class, we don't only learn cruise. Can I Gina? Learning is not the only thing. The cruise is very necessary.
So, I don't see why you guys will have to exchange your words and all that. I'm the only person who can fix a class. Nobody here knew that I was going to hold this class. I didn't come anybody. A lot of you are on my DM, but I never told anybody that I would any class. My initial plan was just to the class with me. After a while, I just come and check to see if we have like enough number. Carry on. If not, I'll just close it back. But when I opened the class, I saw up to like 6 people.
May I close a bit?
And I said, okay, wow, I can just have the class. Even if it's just 1 hour. So, Mr. John, I understand your own points here, because normally we're supposed to fix or schedule classes. But believe you me, if we are to work with our timetable, we won't be able to meet up with anything at all. We just waste. In fact, the 1 week is we're supposed to close this class today. But if I am to ask you, have you think you've learned enough to stand on your own to just, which is the same reason why we can do.
I've not even let
Everybody
one
here knows the answer to that. That is why things like unannounced classes are scheduled. If I'm to ask people, should I hold this class or not? You're still going to have people saying yes and people saying no. Because we all have schedules. Some people are out now, some people are maybe church or something. So in order for it to be even, sometimes I just make decisions like I just start out the class, who is in, who is out, and get the recording. So that was why I made the rule that any class held at an appointed time, the recordings will be made for you guys without my approval. But these ones that were not announced, we keep the recordings available for anybody to access. If we continue using the timetable to work, we'll go nowhere, we'll waste our time. Trust me. So I don't know why you guys are exchanging words. I don't want this kind of thing in this class so that we don't kill our morale. I follow this to both of you. This class had to bring this kind of misunderstanding. Please, bear with me. Let's continue in peace, please. Mr. Niger, okay.
I'm sorry, sir, for I'm sorry for dragging everybody into this little chit chat. I'm very, very sorry. I'm sorry, sir. I'm very sorry. It won't happen again.
Okay, Mr. John, are we all on one page?
I appreciate your maturity.
You say I appreciate your assurance.
I appreciate your maturity.
Very important. I can't hold grudges with anybody. I'm a minister of God. But at some point, people can express our disappointment. I'm at school. The Lord will understand us as to what and how we do things. Because the Yorubas have this adage, like when you are crying, you can see. Are you with me? When you are crying, you can see. So even when we are hungry, certain times, especially when we are angry or we are disappointed at strangers, people we don't know, we should be cautious of our word too. All right? As I was disappointed, as I was furious, because I'm the only one who knows what I'm passing through financially, and I'm the only one who knows how I got into the class. But as I was disappointed, I was angry, I was still conscious of my words, right? Because it's a platform of people. So if you are angry with somebody saying the person, you don't know how the person thinks, you don't know the person shouldn't pass his boundary, those ones are extreme. But the most important thing is I have no issue with anybody. Trust me. I just poured out my mind. And that's fine. Thank you once again, Mr. Palota. On the same page.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. They don't finish class.
Everybody. I don't want any more.
They don't finish class.
Yes.
Are you serious?
You guys got my group. I'll need to do it. You won't be able to send messages for 1 week.
Sorry, sir. Can I just ask a question? I have a question. Sir, the question is that when you were explaining how you use the Ichimoku strategy with MACD, My network was messing up at the time, so I didn't really get what you were saying. I don't know if you can.
Mr. Anthony, was this class recorded?
Yes, sir. It's still recording right now.
Okay. Okay, please, Anthony, send me the recording. Thank you.
All right.
So I have a question.
All right, shoot.
The Madrid lines, how do you tell it from trading view up? How do you get the Madrid the trend lines, the blue and red line? Because
you know how to find your indicator. You know how to find any indicator.
The class don't finish. The most still stay now.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Anthony, are you bored?
Sorry.
Don't mind. Madam, okay, say class. Yes. No. Madam.
Oh man, I don't know say I know off my mic.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yes, sir. It's clear now.
You can't see my screen.
Yeah, we
I
can
see
see
your
it.
screen.
Can you see my screen? Okay, so I'll just show you on trading view. When you open your trading view, you see the place where indicators, the rate indicators, and there's a drop down bar just next to it, right? This is where you can find your MACD. MACD is just a tool, one of the inbuilt indicators on TradingView. It's also inbuilt on Binance. So when you click on indicators, if you have not saved any indicators as your favorite, when you click on the indicators, it will bring out a page like this. All you have to do is, since you already know the name, just write MACD. You can see here, MACD, not MACD strategy, the MACD, MACD. Click on it, instantly your map. Is it clear?
So all these ones I used to show like this strategy, Ichimoku strategy, what are they?
There are different vendors trying to make an edit of probably someone else's job.
Okay.
Yes. It's like